Hey guys, welcome back to Kindergarten Radio. Okay, tonight we're going to read chapter 4 and 5 in Junie B. Jones and that Meanie Jim's birthday. Okay, it's written by Barbara Park and it's illustrated by Denise Brunkus. Okay, do you remember what happened in chapters 1, 2, and 3? Polly Ellen Puffer had a birthday party at school, and so we got to talking about birthdays. And then she says she was going to have a birthday party and all the things that were going to be at her birthday. And then that Meanie Jim popped up, said he was going to have an old McDonald birthday party. And she said that ponies stomple you to death and she would never go to his birthday party. And he said, well, fine, I'm having a birthday party Saturday and you're the only one not invited. So her feelings are all kinds of hurt. So she went home and wants to move her birthday party and Mama won't let her and she's all kinds of upset. Okay? All right, so chapter 4 is called Moving. The next morning, I didn't even get out of bed, not even when Mother hollered time for breakfast. She came into my room. Didn't you hear me, Junie B? It's time to eat, she said. I looked up from my pillow. Yeah, only I'm not even hungry. Plus, also, I'm moving today, I said. Mother smiled. She sat on my bed. You're moving, huh? She said. And where exactly will you be going? I did my shoulders up and down. Somewhere, I said. Somewhere where? She asked. Somewhere not here, that's where, I said. Mother hugged me. This is still about Jim's birthday party, isn't it? She said. You're still worried about not getting an invitation? No, I'm not, I said, on account of I'm not even going to that school anymore. On account of I'm moving today. Mother shook her head, and then she went out of my room, and she and Daddy did whispering in the hall. Pretty soon, Daddy came in. He gave me a piggyback ride to the kitchen, and then Mother made my favorite hot cereal, and she let me have all the brown sugar I wanted. And she sat down next to me. Look at her getting a piggyback ride from her daddy. You know, Junie B, Jim's only doing that to hurt your feelings, she said. He just wants to get a reaction from you, that's all. Sure he does, said Daddy. And when someone is trying to hurt your feelings, there's only one way to get back at them. You have to pretend you don't care, said Mother. You have to pretend you don't even want to go to that party. Because if you pretend you don't want to go, they'll take all the fun out of it for him. Daddy winked. You can do that, can't you? He said. You're the best little pretender in the entire world. Just then, my whole face lighted up, because that word gave me a great idea. Hey, I just figured out that where I can move to. It's called It's a Small World After All, and it's at Disneyland. Remember that, Daddy? It's where all those puppets keep on singing that same song over and over and over again. Can you go help Sissy, please? I smiled. I would be happy. That would be a happy place to live, don't you think? Daddy looked at me a real long time, and then he put his head down on the table, and he started knocking it on the edge. Mother pulled him up from there. Then they went in the hall and did some more whispering. After a while, Mother called to me from her bedroom. Junie B, could you pick up the phone, please? It's your grandfather. He wants to talk to you for a minute. I picked up the phone. Hello? Hello yourself, little girl, said my grandpa, Frank Miller. What you up to this morning? I'm moving today, I told him. Grandpa Miller sounded upset. Moving? He said, oh, no, you can't be moving. If you move, then you won't be able to come to my house on Saturday. Sit down, please. I crinkled up my eyebrows at him. 'Cause this conversation smelled fishy, that's why. Yeah, only how come you want me to come to your house, I asked. How come it has to be on Saturday? 'Cause Saturday's the day I do my work around here, remember? You're still my little helper, aren't you? I thought very careful. Yes, I said. On account of sometimes I help Grandpa fix stuff. It's called odd jobs, I think. Are you doing odd jobs? I asked him. Is that why you want me to come there? Sure, I'm doing odd jobs, said my grandpa, but I can't do them without my little helper, can I? You're the one who wears the tool belt, aren't you? I smiled very proud, because Grandpa Miller's tool belt is the best thing I love. It has a jillion tools hanging off of that thing. Can you please stop? Thank you. It wraps around me 2 whole times. And I don't even cave in. Just then, Grandpa Miller made his voice real quiet. You haven't even heard the best part yet, he whispered. Guess what I'm going to be fixing? I whispered back at him. What? Then Grandpa Miller said for me to hang on a minute on account of he wanted to close his door or else Grandma might hear. If your grandma hears, then she'll want to be my helper instead of you, he said. I waited very patient. Ready, he said. Ready, I said. Okay, I'm going to be fixing the upstairs toilet. Just then my mouth came all the way open. Because fixing the upstairs toilet is a dream come true. That's why. Are you going to take the lid off the top, Grandpa? Are you going to keep flushing it and flushing it? And are you going to watch all the water go out of that thing? I said. Sure I am. Of course I am. That's half the fun of fixing the toilet. Right, he said. Right, I said, very excited. Plus, also, I love that big ball that floats on the top. Me too, said my grandpa. I love that big ball too. So I can count on you, can I? You and I have a date on Saturday, right? I thought some more. Yeah, only there's something you forgot, Grandpa. What? He asked. What did I forget, little girl? I raised my eyebrows at that silly head. You forgot I'm moving today. Chapter 5, Being a Buzzy Bee. Grandma and Grandpa Miller take turns babysitting me before lunch. Then they get me dressed for kindergarten. Except for today, Mother came home from work and she got me dressed and said, if I drive you, you won't have to see that gym on the bus, she said, very thoughtful. She got out my clothes for school. It was my jumper with the frogs on it. Yeah, only guess what? I'm not even wearing school clothes today on account of I'm moving. And so I have to wear moving man clothes. Mother kept on trying to put that jumper on me, so that's how come I made my legs and arms real stiff so they wouldn't fit in there real good. Do you know how to do that? Make them real stiff or they won't bend. Just then, me and Mother wrestled a teeny bit, and she stood me on my head, and she pulled my tights on me. Look at her. Do you ever do that to your mamas or daddies or grandmas or grandpas when they try to get you ready? Goodness. Whew. You're not moving, Junie B, she said. You're going to school, and that's final. Running away from your problems never solves anything. Yeah, only I'm not even running, I said. I'm calling Ryder Rent's trucks, and those guys will drive me. Mother smiled, and she tried to hug me, but I kept on staying real stiff. I stayed real stiff all the way to the car, all the way in the car to school. Mother parked the car in the parking lot, and then she lifted me out the door, and she carried me real stiff to the playground. She stood me up in the grass. Everything will be fine. You'll see, she said. Just remember what Daddy and I told you. If anyone talks about the party, pretend it doesn't bother you. She kissed me goodbye on my stiff head. Just then, I heard voices hollering. Junie B, hey, Junie B, look what we've got, they hollered. I turned around. It was my bestest friend, Grace, and Lucille, and they were running at me. Look, said Lucille, look what Jim gave to us. It's invitations to his birthday party on Saturday. It's just like he told us, Junie B, said that Grace. He's really gonna have a petting zoo there. I quick covered my ears with my hands, and then I closed my eyes and I sang a loud song at them. It's called I Can't Hear You, You're Not Even Bothering Me. I sang it at the top of my lungs. I can't hear you, I can't hear you, you're not even bothering me. Well, just then I kept on singing and singing that thing until they went away, and so they did a cuckoo sign at me. After that, I sat down in the grass all by myself, and I looked around the playground. Lots of other children had invitations. Darn it, I whispered, darn it, darn it, darn it. That's when I saw that Meanie Jim. He was giving an invitation to a boy named Crybaby William. Crybaby William is the scarediest cat in room 9. He's even scared of a teeny flea, I think. Just then, I sat up a little bit straighter, because I just got another idea in my head. That's why. It's called, hey, maybe I can take William's invitation away from him, because he won't even chase me probably. And so then I'll have my very own invitation, and William can get another one from that gym. And then everybody will get to go to the party, including me. I stood up from the grass. Then I squinted my eyes at Crybaby William, and I started to run at him very slow. And then I run faster and faster until finally I was running as fast as a speeding bumblebee. I buzzed around William zippity quick. His eyes couldn't even follow me that good. Then I buzzed right in his face and I quick grabbed that invitation out of his fingers. I run to my fastest to the swing set. And guess what? William didn't even follow me, that's what. And here's more good news. William's invitation didn't even have his name on it. So that means it could be for anybody probably. Only now it's mine, I said, because I will put my name on it when I get to room 9, and it will be my very own invitation. Look at her. Was that nice of her, or was she being ugly? Yeah, poor William. Just then, the bell rang for school. I put my invitation way down in my deep pocket, and I skipped very happy to my class. Mrs. was standing outside of room 9. William was standing with her. His nose was stifling a real lot. I tried to skip past him, but Mrs. grabbed the straps on my frog jumper. She pulled me back. Yeah, only I don't think that is good for the outfit, I said. Mrs. did a frown. Junie B, did you take something that belongs to William? No, I said, because his name wasn't even on it, and so that means it's for anybody, I think. Mrs. tapped her angry foot. Was William holding an invitation, Junie B? And did you snatch it out of his hands? And did you run away from him? She asked. I smiled very cute. I was a buzzing bee, I said. Mrs. held out her hand. May I have it, please? She asked. And may I please have the invitation you took from William? I rocked back and forth on my feet because I didn't want to give it to her, that's why. Yeah, only I think it might have bounced out of my pocket, I said. Mrs. down next to me. Bended down next to me. She leaned way into my face. I want that invitation, she said. Now. I did a gulp. Oh. Then I quick put my hand in my pocket. Good news, I found it, I said, very nervous. Give it to William, said Mrs. Crybaby William put out his hand, and I shoved it at him. Here, Mr. Stinky Head Tattletale Boy, here's your stinky head invitation. Mrs. eyes got real big. Junie B. Jones, that is quite enough. Now you go sit down, and I don't want to hear another word from you. Do you understand, young lady? Not one more word. So that's how come I walked very slump into my seat. I put my head on the table, because guess why? Laying low again. That's why. Okay, all right, we'll read a few more chapters tomorrow night. Good night and sweet dreams. Bye.